October 3rd, later. Today, Captain Smith called us to the fort's open square. He was too weak to stand, but he sat on a tree stump to address us. Many men were knotted around him, those who wished to return to England with him. Captain Smith asked us to work with our new leader. He turned to Gabriel Archer, who stood at his side. He turned to George Percy. All of the men shook hands. For once, Mr. Archer's big fish mouth was quiet. Watching, I thought, I do not like these men, but if they are to be our leaders, we will do as Captain Smith asks. Then there was much to do, as men vied to be chosen as crew. The Bridger family wishes to go, but Papa says that Captain Smith has already refused them. I know why. They would not work on board ship. Captain Smith will choose his crew in the days left. I saw Mr. Collier at Captain Smith's side. I pray that Francis does not leave us. October 5th, 1609. I have just 4 days before Captain Smith leaves. I see him often, speaking quietly with Jessie's father and the other men, but I have not seen him alone. When I asked Papa, he said, "What is your message, Elizabeth, my dear? I will take it for you." I just shook my head. How could I say I want him to visit Caleb? One must not ask important men to spend time on small matters, yet inside of me I know it is not a small matter. It is a very large matter indeed to me. October 6th, 1609. Mama's time has come. All night last night she paced. She picked up a flower. She put it down. She walked about. She lay on her pallet. She was pale and tired. Sometimes she cries out with pain. She told me not to fear. This is the way of birthing, she said. When it is over, we shall have a lovely baby. She smiled at me. I tried to smile and tell her I know, but I do not know. Or could it be I know too much? So many babies and mamas have died in childbirth. But I have tucked the pincushion inside my apron. It is ready for Mama and our baby too. October 6th, later. It is taking a long time for this baby to be born. 2 women are with Mama now, Mistress Collier and her sister, Mistress Whistler. Mistress Whistler is a silent old woman whom no one likes much, but they say she has experience with birthing. I worry and hope she indeed knows what she is doing. Jessie and I have another worry, her papa. Tonight in the dark, we saw him working silently. He was in his lean-to. He seemed to be taking things down, not raising them up. It is as if he has a great dark secret. October 6th, night, or is it morning, October 7th? It is taking too long. Mama cries and moans and cries out again. There are whispers from the women on the other side of the curtain. Will Mama birth a dead baby? Or worse, will Mama die? Jessie knows my fear. It is comforting to feel her hand and to see the stars above our heads. October 7th, morning. The baby has still not been born. It is almost 2 days now. Papa said that it will happen. He said that Mama is being brave. Then he said, "You must be brave too, Elizabeth. Babies can take a long, sweet time getting born." He said it with a smile, but his face was grave, and he stayed beside our cabin this morning. Jessie went with me to the riverbank. We sat together and stared into the water. I think this makes her think of her own Mama. I think we are both tired of being brave. October 7th, later. Glory, a baby is born. Our baby, our brand new baby. Mama is fine and well. Our baby is fine and well. And oh, Mama did not die. I was so afraid. A baby, a new beautiful baby. Mama laid her in my arms. Oh yes, I am so excited that she is here that I forgot to say it is a girl. Her name will be Abigail. I wanted to name her Americus, but Papa smiled and said we must save that name for a boy baby. Abigail is beautiful. She is perfect. Her first cry was great and loud, and oh, I think that is the most beautiful sound I have heard in this land. Papa keeps on smiling. Jessie and I laugh much. We gave Mama her gift, and when she read, "Welcome to the world, the new world," she cried. But I knew they were happy tears. She said it was the best gift ever. Oh, to think we have a tiny baby girl. She is already well loved. October 8th, 1609. Baby Abigail continues to clamor loudly. She has a red face and a fierce little temper. When she wants to nurse, she howls. Sometimes she howls even when she does not want to nurse. Last night I took her outside. I showed her the stars. I told her of the things we would do together, for I am a big sister now. I turned her face up to see the moon. I told her the names of the winds as Pocahontas has told me. I told her about trees and raccoons and deer in the forest. I told her about Jessie. I told her about Francis Collier. I especially told her about her brother, Caleb. She listened quietly a while. Then she began to howl again. I touched her tiny mouth. She is a fierce little girl. I think she will do well in this new land. October 8th later. Such news. I saw Captain Smith alone in the open place near the church. He called me to him. He said he wished to say goodbye, and so I dared. I said, "Oh, please go see my brother." And oh my, Captain Smith put his hand on my shoulder. He told me that if God would bring him safely to England, then he would go see Caleb. That was his promise. He said it was his solemn promise. October 8th night. I cannot bear it. I cannot bear this news. Mr. Bolton will return to England with Captain Smith, and Jessie, my friend, will go with him. She will go with him. How can I bear to have her leave? But men are needed to man the ship, and with his skills and the way he works hard, Mr. Bolton will be useful. Their lean-to is already emptied out. He tells us we are fools to stay. He said those words to Papa. Oh, my heart is breaking this day. Jessie and I sat at the river and held hands. We did not even talk. We wept. October 8th later. Papa says there are many kinds of courage. Our courage will keep us here. He said, Mr. Bolton's courage will send them back to sea. I do not have any courage. Francis Collier came by to see baby Abigail. He says his family has chosen to stay, and that makes me glad, but still I cry. I do. I cry. October 9th, 1609, morning. Just one more day Jessie and I will have together. I think my heart will break. Almost time to sail, and neither one of us can find a word to say. And me, I am the one who rushes on. I babble. Today, I have no words. October 9th, later. But oh, then more news. Life is up and life is down. It is like the ocean in a hurricane. Mr. Bolton came to say goodbye. He promised Papa that he would go with Captain Smith to Caleb. He would tell him how we fare here. Then, just like that, my breath caught in my throat. I gasped and I blurted out words. I asked him to please take my journal to Caleb. Mr. Bolton just stared at me, but Mama smiled and Papa too. I do not know where that thought came from. It just flew into my head. I asked again. I said that Caleb would then know how we fare here. Mr. Bolton nodded and he agreed. He did. And then I thanked him again and again. I told him it was wonderful. Oh, it is. It is so wonderful. I was so pleased I babbled, just as Mama tells me not to do, but I could be forgiven this time. So now they will all go to Caleb, Captain Smith and Mr. Bolton, and Jessie. Jessie will go and meet my brother. I'm so happy, I think my heart will fly right out of me. Now I hurry to finish writing here, so Caleb, my brother, my twin, so he shall know what has happened here.